defeating an earlier opponent, Mike Siegel.
Breaking the balls really hard. Notice the cue ball in the center of the table again. He made a ball. Looks like he's made the 2-ball. And he's got a little bit of a tough cut shot on the 1-ball. He's going to have the 1 and the rail at the same time. Come back across the table for the 3-ball.
Make sure that this hugs the rail all the way down. Beautiful.
It's a great shot. He's got the cue ball a little bit farther than he wanted to be, though. The cue ball went forward a little bit. I don't think he wanted it to go forward. But if he makes the 3, he'll pop the cue ball back out in the middle of the table, go into the side rail, and back out and take a cut on the 4-ball. That's a great shot right there. What makes it so difficult, John, you have to hit it hard, and if you touch the rail, hitting it hard, the ball will bobble out of the pocket, and he'll miss the ball. But he hit it perfectly, right in the pocket. Got a nice layout now. He'll come down for a combination on the 5 and 6, it looks like.
He's been playing so well all week long. First time he's ever made it to the final. A chance to win his first professional tournament.
Oh, he's going to play it differently. He's going to come down and try to hit the 6. That's a great shot right there.
Turned out perfect.
Notice how the cue ball is right next to the 7-ball. This makes the shot a little bit difficult because the cue, he can't do much with the cue ball. He's got to be very careful not to touch the 7-ball. Just going to try and make the 5.
And does. Used both corners, but it dropped.
Well, he's got an interesting situation here. The 6-ball, he's going to play the 6-ball in the side pocket. And he's going to go 2 rails with the cue ball. Come back around for the 7. 1, 2, perfect. A little bit hard. Go down. Oh, that's a tough break right there. He hit a little bit too hard. The way he's playing, though, he's holding up really well under the pressure. It doesn't seem to be bothering him being in the finals of the U.S. Open, does it?
It doesn't so far. And having to go through a couple of top-notch players. The win over Mike Siegel in the semifinal as they came back through the loser's bracket to take on E.Strickland coming out of the winner's bracket.
Notice how he's elevating his cue. He's going to hit this low with left-hand English, hitting the rail, coming back over toward the side rail for the 8-ball.
Should not be a problem for him now. This was a good shot.
He makes it look awful easy, which is a very tough shot.
You're right. He really had to go down and dig that cue ball out of there, didn't he?
Made a great shot there, which helped him to win this game, I think.
The break and run coming up by Toni Allen. An easy shot at the 9, and that is it. That's the way it started for Toni Allen. He broke and ran the first game 1-0 over E.Strickland. Certainly setting the early tempo in his favor, and it continued in game 2.
Makes a nice combination here on the 6 and the 8.
And that pretty much opened everything up.
It's a perfect 6 right into the 8-ball, perfect angle. 6-ball stays there for his next shot.
And I think a lot of amateurs think that when you do combo shots, you have to blast the balls. You really don't. He used good touch on that. Only the 9. And he continued to dominate the early portion of this match, going up 2-0. But there was more to come for the young man from South Carolina, and that kind of play keeping E.Strickland from getting a chance to take any shots at all.
Here he's playing a safety, putting the 3-ball near the 9, bringing the cue ball back down table so that the 8-ball and the 7-ball are in the way of the path of the 3-ball.
So now we get a chance to see the second-ranked player on the tour. Always intense E.Strickland from Greensboro, North Carolina. You sit and wait for a long time, then you look at this.
Earl's going to either go to the back rail and kick up and try to hit the 3. He has to be careful he doesn't touch the 9 first. Bringing the cue ball back down table by the corner there, trying to leave a safety. Or he can go to the side rail, kick 1 rail, and hit the 3-ball. Maybe get lucky and hit the 9. Maybe put the cue ball behind the 9-ball, leaving it safe.
It's like he's decided on your first option, though.
I hit the 9 first. Remember I said I'd be careful. You hit the 9, and you hit the 9 first, and that'll cost him. That's going to be costly right there because now Tony's going to get ball in hand. He's already 2 games ahead. Got a lot of confidence, and he's going to run the table.
That's exactly what he did. So the foul and the ball in hand giving the early advantage to the underdog. I think Toni Allen knows he comes in as the underdog against Earl Strickland, but a great start. He wins the first 3 games of the final match. We'll be back. Along with Alan Hopkins, I'm John Sanders, and what a great start, Alan, for Toni Allen. He's got the break for game 4, and he's won the first 3.
He's really breaking the balls great. He's hitting them hard, controlling the cue ball, making a ball and getting it. And every time Earl gets to the table, he doesn't have anything. He really hit those hard again. And he didn't make a ball this time.
And that's unusual for him. We've seen him make 2 or 3 balls on a regular basis. What kind of a table did he leave for Earl?
He left Earl a combination shot. Earl's going to have to cut the 1 ball thin and try to make the 3 ball. Not an easy shot. He'll be coming back out in the middle of the table, trying to get a shot at the 1 next. He should pocket the 3, and then the 1 should stay down there for him. Out. Okay.
Almost came up a bit short. And did he leave himself too tight? Does this make this shot tougher now?
No, he's okay. He's got a little bit of an angle. He's got some space. He can maneuver the cue ball a little bit. He should be okay. Made a nice shot on the 3 ball.
Earl is trying to get started, down 3-0.
Earl's been playing well all week. He'll pocket the 2 ball in the corner, bring the cue ball back over to the side rail and back out for the 4 ball. Perfect.
Right along the lines that you suggested on the telestrator, and it's Toni Allen's turn to sit and suffer.
You notice Earl likes to move the cue ball around the table a lot. He likes to take a full stroke at every shot. Really hitting the balls with a lot of authority, pocketing the ball clean.
And always thinking 2 or 3 shots ahead.
Yes, he's right now he's thinking about the 7 ball. Going to pocket the 5 ball. And he has to play just the right position so that he can get on the 7 next. Playing for a combination. Now he'll play the 6 ball and draw the cue ball back, trying to break open the 7 and 8. Now he has a shot on the 7 ball, apparently. It looked like he didn't have a shot on the 7 ball, but he's going to play the 7 ball. He's going to be careful on the hit here. Toni Allen will probably call a referee over. No, I guess it's...
Does he have enough room?
The path of the 8 ball is what you got to watch out for. He hit it perfect.
Beautifully done. There was no margin for error there. He made it. He's in great shape now for the 8 and the 9. And Earl Strickland, here at the Holiday Inn in Chesapeake, Virginia, gets on the board. Takes game 4. It's now a 3-1 lead for Toni Allen. And Earl Strickland, by winning the 4th game, now gets the break. And let's see what he can do here in game 5.
He also has an explosive break. Watch how hard he hits the balls. Brings the cue ball back down table. And he made the 7 ball. He brought the cue ball back down table, but the 1 ball hit the side pocket and didn't go down table with the cue ball. So he's left himself a long shot on the 1 in the corner pocket. Earl loves long shots. He'll be coming over to the side rail and back out for the 2 ball in the corner. Not an easy shot.
Stalking the table a little bit.
Low left-hand English. Great shot. Hit a little bit hard, but it'll be okay. Now notice the 3 and 9. He makes the 2 ball. Should be able to set himself up for a combination on the 3 and 9.
It's a rather delicate, tight cut, though, on the 2 ball.
He's going to have to hit it very thin.
You're the master of that shot.
Oh, that's a great shot. He hits it so thin, he hits the 5 ball and keeps the 2 ball right there to set himself up for the combination on the 3-9.
The combination for a win here in game 5.
Notice how thin he hits the 2 ball, hits the 5 straight on, and the cue ball just stops.
So he's not concerned about the 5 at all. He wants to be here for this combination. The others won't matter. For
Great
the win.
shot.
That is the win for Earl Strickland. After losing the first 3, he comes back. to take 2. Now down by just 1. More to come from Chesapeake, Virginia. Welcome back to the final of the 1993 U.S. Open 9-ball championship, along with Alan Hopkins, a 2-time winner here. I'm John Sanders, and this is Toni Allen. He raced out to an early lead. We're in Game 6, as you see, as we pick it up, and Earl Strickland is watching. He'd come back to win Games 4 and 5, but with those 2 shots, it was Toni Allen regaining the lead 4 games to 2 and trying to take charge here in Chesapeake at the Holiday Inn, and we certainly want to thank all the people for their help. Now let's look at game number 7 and Toni Allen's predicament here.
Well, he snookered from the 5 ball to the 1, so he's going to be forced to go to a rail or a masse shot, elevating his cue and trying to curve the cue ball around the 5, or going to the side rail and hitting the 1 ball directly.
Which shot do you like?
I think he's better off just making sure he hits the ball. He goes to the rail, he might not hit it, so he's going to masse. You think he miscued there?
Yep. And that will mean ball in hand now for Earl Strickland.
Yeah, I don't think he really hit the ball the way he wanted to. He shot that kind of quickly.
What causes that? Is it simply a matter of you making a misjudgment on the shot, or maybe not having enough chalk on the cue, or?
Sometimes nerves, sometimes feeling confident that you're going to hit it. Well, kind of like an easy putt when you hit the putt rather fast.
Well, you want it over with, right?
Yes. Earl is setting himself up for a combination. He loves to play combinations. He's going to set him up for a 2-9 combination.
He had the combination in Game 5 that gave him the victory. Let's see what he can do here in Game 7. Again, he does the combination. And Strickland taking Game 7 with a little help from the foul by Toni Allen, and he's back in it. Here's another combo. It's second in 3 wins for him.
Notice how hard he hit that. He didn't take any chances. Hit it with a lot of authority right in the corner.
Now as we pick up Game 8, here's Toni Allen, and I think he might have touched the ball.
I did, too. What? I wasn't even close.
Yeah, foul on him.
That's right. Yeah, what? It's tough to switch ball. I was right here. No, it did hit it.
That was the decision. The foul was called then in Game 8. But Strickland.
People are clapping. I think I didn't want them to call a foul on Toni.
Well, fortunately for Toni, it didn't turn out to be too bad, because he then went on to run out, picking up the 8, now the 9. This is in Game 8, and a chance for him, as he made it, to reclaim the edge. It is 5-3. Most prestigious of all. And the guy trying to win his first is still powering the brakes. That's Toni Allen.
He really hit the balls hard there, but he got a bad break on the 1 ball. The 1 ball went to the bottom rail and got on top of right next to the cue ball, where he has no shot. I don't even believe he has a safety here. The only kind of safety he could really do is put the cue ball behind the 3 ball, it looks like. He's going to try to put the cue ball right behind the 3, and he does it. That's a great shot right there.
Toni Allen took the first 3 games, then Strickland won Games 4 and 5. They've been seesawing back and forth since. Let's see who can break out here in Game 9, a race to 11.
Notice how delicate this shot is here. He must come right off the second rail and just stop right next to the 3 ball. And Earl makes a nice kick shot. Earl kicked at the 1 ball and put the cue ball right back behind the 3 ball.
This is quite a battle going on in that far corner, isn't it?
Notice how he hits this perfect, hits the 1 ball straight on, almost makes the 1 ball cross-side, catches the point, but notice the cue ball is right behind the 3 ball. Now Toni will be forced to kick at the ball down table, come back and try and hit the 1.
Well, that's a lot of green to cover.
Sure is, John. He's got his work cut out. It's another way of playing the short rail. It's going to be tough to hit that way. And he missed it. Yeah, that was a tough shot to hit with the short rail.
Ball in hand now for Strickland, and we've seen more fouls and ball in hands early on in this match than we have in some of our semifinal matches.
Earl doesn't like to play too many safeties. You're going to notice Earl's going to shoot out most of the time.
How's this table set up for him?
A real nice setup here. All the balls are wide open. Near the pockets also. If you notice the 3 balls right near the pocket, the 7 balls near the pocket. Once he gets on the 5 ball, should be a piece of cake for Earl.
Trying to cut the lead to 1. Strickland, as I said, ranked number 2 in the world currently. In the Pro Billiards Tour rankings to Johnny Archer, who was eliminated earlier in one of our semifinals by Mike Siegel, and then Mike Siegel falling in another semifinal to Toni Allen. How come so many semifinals? Well, the format's just a little bit different here. You have a winner's bracket and a loser's bracket, right?
It's a double elimination format, yes. And Earl's just seemed to keep shooting the balls in the pockets. He's playing well.
That will make it 5-4. Strickland very much in it. But there is more to come. We have played 9 games. Remember, you must win 11. Now, we move on now to game number 10.
Tough shot. He's going to play safety here. And he actually looks like he's left Toni a shot.
And he did leave Toni a shot. This is toward the end now of game 10. And Toni working on the 8, then the 9. Trying to go back up 6-4. I think Earl Strickland's going to have to get on one of his rolls if he's going to get back in this match, because every time he makes a mistake, that young man has taken advantage of it. And in this case, Toni Allen goes back up by 2 at 6-4.
There's Earl Strickland's wife and Toni Allen's girlfriend sitting together.
That's a little interesting, isn't it? This is game 11, and you can see Allen continuing to dominate when he gets his opportunity. Of course, that's what you like to see in a player. When you get the chance, you've got to take advantage of it.
Definitely, John. He needs to take advantage of every chance he gets.
Because if a guy like Earl Strickland gets on a roll, there might not be any chances.
Notice the way Toni Allen strokes the cue ball. The cue stick is right underneath his chin, where Earl's cue is nowhere near his chin.
Why such a marked difference in style?
It's just the way players play. I also put the cue underneath my chin, too. Some players do it that way, some players don't. Right under his chin, see? His aim. Great shot.
Good cut on the 9 ball. Game 11, then, goes to Ellin. It is 7-4. He has regained somewhat of control of this match. We're at the Holiday Inn in Chesapeake, Virginia. Delighted to have you with us here on ESPN for coverage of this final match. Game 12 begins on the break.
Keeps making 2 balls on the break.
With that 8 spinning. Of course, he's got the 1, though, over there on the rail. That's going to be tough.
Got a bank shot. Can bank the 1 cross corner. That's how hard he hits the balls and just stops the cue ball in the center of the table. Keeps going back to the bottom, to the side rail, and now he's left with the bank shot on the 1 ball.
Those balls just find those pockets for him on the break, don't they?
It's about the only ball on the table he doesn't have a shot at. And he played the bank, and he played at the right speed, so it stays in the middle of the table. He missed the ball, but he hasn't left Earl a shot.
And you have to think of that in that situation. If you know that it's a very tough shot, don't leave it wide open for your opponent. But Strickland able to take advantage of that miss. And in this 12th game, that set up the 8. Come off a couple of rails for the 9. This might be the wake-up call for Earl Strickland. He takes game 12. It's now 7-5. So Strickland is back in it, but he has a lot of work to do. 7-5. Earl Strickland has won the 12th game. But he's going to have to do more than that. After falling behind early, and he makes a couple.
2 balls on the break and a shot on the 1, John.
That's exactly what the doctor ordered for Earl Strickland.
Well, the 2 ball is on the bottom of the table, but if he makes the 1, he should have position for the 2 ball. I believe he'll cut the 1 ball in the corner, come back and forth for the 2 ball. Earl likes to bank balls, too, so he may bank this. He'd be banking it cross corner, bringing the cue ball down table.
If he banks it, does he come off the rail or does he pull it back?
If he draws the cue ball, he'll bring it down right about in the area there for the 2 ball. I think he's going to play it that way. Very delicate shot because its cue ball control is very important. He banked it. He missed it. His cue ball control was perfect, though.
He's in great shape for the 2, but the 1 is still on the table. So let's see what Toni Allen can do now that he has the chance.
It's a tough shot. Cue ball control is very important. He just made sure that he had a shot at the 2 ball. He just cinched the 1 ball and come out in the middle of the table. Smart shot.
Even though it's a long shot, at least he has the good angle at the ball.
definitely a smart shot, especially with a 3-game lead, to make sure he's at the table and shooting. He's pocketing balls well. And he's put the 9 ball up by the 3 ball now. And he may play a kiss shot off the 9 ball with the 3 ball. Or he may just play the 3 ball right in the side pocket.
What would you do at this point in the match, knowing you don't want to make a mistake and leave it open for Earl?
You're out there playing so well, sometimes the pocket. There's Tommy Kennedy, last year's winner.
Tommy, a spectator with the rest of us for this final match, the championship match, and he does just cut it in the side. That's what I'm thinking. Why take a chance of leaving the table for the other guy?
That's confidence. When you're out there, you're really confident you're going to pocket the ball. Why take a chance kissing it off another ball? Tony made a great shot. Watch out. He doesn't want to get on top of the 9. He's okay. Just be careful he doesn't touch the 9. There'll be a foul and ball in hand for Earl.
He had a foul called on earlier in this match. He's in pretty good shape now for the 8 and then the 9.
I'll go on a limb here and make a prediction that he
there
gets
you
these
go.
2 balls, John.
You're pretty good at that. He's trying to resume control here and go back up by 3. He's done it. Well done by Toni Allen. He has an 8-5 lead. 2 of the best professionals going at it here. And controlling things right now definitely is Toni Allen. He is only 3 games away from a U.S. Open 9-ball championship. And you see the reaction by E.Strickland. He can't watch because the break has just been dominating. There's 1. So he continues.
He's breaking well, but he's not getting any luck after the break. He doesn't have a shot on the 1 ball again. He has a bank shot cross side. What's lucky about this, though, the 2 ball is down table with the 1 ball. He'll play the 1 ball. Oh, I guess, no, it's the 4 ball. It's not, excuse me. He'll play the 1 ball and come out in the middle of the table for the 3 ball. He must have made the 2 on the break. Pocket the 1 ball cross side, following the 1 ball and coming out in the middle of the table.
Every shot is so critical at this point now. This is what we're going to find out about the pressure. Boy, that was beautifully done.
That's a great shot.
That was right in the heart of the pocket.
He has to be thinking about the U.S. Open title now. He's 3 games away. It looks like he's going to get this game here. I wonder if he's getting nervous, John. Doesn't look like it. He's really pocketing well. Up, look out. Oh.
Did not want that.
Behind the 5 ball.
And a mistake like that can turn the whole match around. And
he's not happy.
What are his options now?
Well, he should have been in the middle of the table, but now he's going to have to kick to the side rail where he's looking now and try to hit the 4. He must make sure he hits the 4. He may get lucky and make it or leave Earl safe. He's really upset. I think he's really bothering him. Watch out for the 8. Really bothering him that he didn't get position. Oh, he almost made it. It's a good hit, though.
But he does leave Strickland with a shot.
Well, not an easy shot.
No, a very difficult shot, but at least he has a shot at it.
He's glad to be back at the table. He was thinking the score was going to be 9-5 with him not even shooting. He's got a tough cut up the corner.
And let's see how costly that mistake in positioning the cue ball turns out to be for Toni Allen.
He must hit the 1 and the rail at the same time here. Oh, he played a safety.
Oh, and he played it well, didn't he?
Yes, he did. That's a great shot.
I think Toni is snookered down here.
Surprised to see Earl play a safety. He likes to shoot. He's made a great safety, though. He's got the cue ball right up against the 7 ball, and Toni can't hit the 4 directly. So he's going to be forced to go to a rail and try to hit the 4 ball.
Maybe some of his thinking at this point, he's down 3 games. He doesn't want to get careless.
It's a good point, John.
If you can play a safety, why not? And give yourself another chance to get back on the table.
He's fortunate here that the cue ball lay right up against the 7 ball, because if it comes out another half an inch, Toni has a run out. See if he hits it. Nope, hit the 6 ball first.
And that'll be ball in hand for Strickland. And that is bad news for Toni Allen.
You never know, letting Earl back to the table, what's going to happen. He's very explosive, especially towards the end of the match.
Now, that's how you win championships, and that's why he's got a chance to match Siegel with number 3. But he has a long way to go.
Got a nice layout with this run out here. Leaves himself an angle on the 6 ball. Notice the angle. He'll bring the cue ball back down table for the 7 ball. Probably going 2 rails. 1. There's a second rail.
You've seen him do this before.
We played it just like I would, John.
Attaboy. Well, he's in great shape now. Send the 8 down in the far corner and stay right there for the 9. That to wrap it up. There is life in Earl Strickland. He's within 2. It's 8-6. The Strickland comeback has begun. I guess the question is, can he continue now?
What a big turnaround there, John. Instead of being 9-5, it's 8-6. I hope that doesn't bother Toni to the point where he won't be able to play now.
Well, he won't be able to play for a while.
Won't be playing this game here.
Oh, my goodness. What a time for that.
4 balls on the break and a shot at the 2 ball. Wow.
Amazing.
That's a great break, and he doesn't look like he's hitting them that hard. He makes great contact with the 1 ball.
They had like pocket-seeking missiles.
Nice shot on the 2. Got a nice layout here. Doesn't have to do much.
Well, the key was the break, and you look at the man who's waiting, hoping to get back on the table, Toni Allen, who used that break to his advantage in beating Mike Siegel and in taking the early lead here over Earl Strickland. The things might be beginning to change.
He's really playing well. He's stroking the balls, hitting them with authority into the pocket, moving the cue ball around. He moves the cue ball around a lot of times, but he doesn't even have to. I think he does it just to stay in stroke.
This to get even closer. Now it's 8-7. Strickland, after making 4 balls on the break, gets out. He'll change now to the darker cue. That will be the one he'll use for what he hopes is another successful break. And at this point, Toni Allen has got to start to worry a little bit.
Tony's got to be a little concerned now about getting that 9th game. He had a chance to get it. He didn't get it. And now he hasn't had a chance to table again.
Because Earl Strickland has played so well in winning games 14 and 15. If he can make it 3 in a row, we will be even at 8 in a race to 11. And it can turn so quickly. Well, he continues to make. He almost made about 3 there.
He made the corner ball. He keeps making the corner ball. He's pocketed 2 balls. He's pocketed 1 ball, actually. He made the corner ball only. The concern here is the 2 ball and the 1 ball. The 1 ball, he's going to have to play in the corner pocket and bring the cue ball back down table, going to the side rail with low right-hand English, and bringing the cue ball back down table for the 2 ball.
Wow.
One of Earl's favorite shots.
Let's see how he handles it.
Rather easily.
Didn't go all the way to the rail, stopped just short of it, but that's the kind of shot that can help open up a table.
Pro Billiards Tour.
Trying for his first tournament championship on the Pro Billiards Tour, but running into a snag in a guy by the name of Earl Strickland, who just won't let him back out.
He's got a nice layout here. The 4, 5, and 6 are close together.
You like them close together, but not too close together.
Exactly. You got to have a pocket for them.
And the rest of the table is set up very nicely. Want to make any predictions here?
I predict he'll get out here. I predict it's going to be a tie score, 8-8. His concern is the 7 ball. He wants to get on the 7 ball. He'll draw the cue ball back to the rail for the 7 ball, hitting it low.
What is the feeling for a player now like Strickland, who was down? He was in trouble at 8-5. Then you get going all of a sudden. And it kind of puts you on another level, doesn't it?
Like a second breath.
And, of course, the reverse is true of Toni Allen, who has seen a big lead evaporate. It is now 8-8. The winner needs 11. ESPN's coverage of the U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship continues now from the Holiday Inn here in Chesapeake, Virginia. I'm John Sanders, along with Alan Hopkins, and this is a man on a mission right now. Spins another one in. And also kept the cue ball from going in.
Making 2 balls on the break. Has the 1 ball straight in the corner. It looks like it's straight in the corner. The 4 ball, he can just roll the cue ball up for the 4 ball. He's made the 2 ball and the 3 ball on the break.
Isn't it a tough shot, though, as close as the cue ball is to the 1 ball?
I believe the referee will be watching to make sure he doesn't double hit the cue ball here, John. You're right. He'll elevate his cue up in the air. He's going to shoot down on the cue ball.
Nice touch.
Very nice. Nicely done there.
Right in the center of the pocket.
Well, he's got a little bit of a problem here. This is a very nice touch here. Just hitting it perfect in the center of the pocket. And the cue ball, notice the cue ball comes up off the rail a little bit also. Drawing the cue ball back for the 5. Look out.
Don't go too far.
Too far. 7 balls in the way of the corner, so he's going to play in the other corner pocket. And the 6 ball is down table, so he's going to be following the cue ball over to the side rail and back out in the middle of the table.
Not an easy task.
No, it isn't. The 5 ball will go in the corner, and the cue ball is going to travel over to the side rail and back out in the middle of the table for a shot on the 6 ball. He should be in the center of the table when he's done.
But the first order of business is to make the ball. This is a great angle, and that's a terrific shot.
Oh. Really pocketing well. He has determination, it looks like, doesn't it?
He hasn't blinked in about 3 games. He has.
Although Toni seems rather cool sitting there. He looks like he's waiting for a shot. I bet he'd like to have that 4 ball over there.
I'll bet he would. Here comes E.Strickland. Down for the 8 with the 9 waiting.
Hit it a little bit too hard. He would like to have been a little straighter on the 8. A bit of a cut shot. Nice. Very nice.
And used enough of the rail to get himself in good position to run in the 9 and take the lead.
Earl's playing great.
He has done just that for the first time in this match. He is in front. It's 9-8. Strickland was down 8-5, and he's now up by 1.
Notice how thin he hits the 8 ball. And the cue ball only goes a little bit off the rail for the 9 ball. Real nice touch.
That touch set it up. So after 17 games, this final is heading for the finish line. And let's see if your prediction is correct. As he hits some more off the break, the player that wins that, gets to the 9th game first, is the one who's toughest to beat.
Very big favorite, John, when you get to the 9th game first. Earl's winning 9-8 now. For Toni to win the match, he has to beat Earl 3-1 from here. And he hasn't even gotten to the table yet. But I predict he'll get to the table this game. Earl doesn't really have a shot on the 1 ball. He's going to have to kick at the 1 ball, send the 1 ball down table, and lead the cue ball back behind the 3. And he hits the 3, stops there, and puts the 1. That's a great shot.
Because it does not leave Toni a shot.
Definitely, that was a great shot. Nice, safe shot by Earl. Surprised he played a safety, but when he does play a safety, he really plays it great.
You know, that's a good point, because you mentioned the fact that he doesn't really like to play safeties, but he has played some key safeties in this match. So now let's see what Toni Allen can do. Remember, he must make contact with the ball.
He's going to play a jump shot. Now, Toni is also an expert at the jump shot. He hits the 1. That's a great shot. But unfortunately, he's left Earl a shot on the 1 ball. But just to elevate your cue and shoot the cue ball over the 5 ball and hit the 1 at this point in the match is a great shot by Toni.
I thought it was even better because he was pretty close to the ball in front of him, closer than a lot of people wouldn't be able to do it.
He's one of the better players on the tour with the jump shot.
Well, he just proved that. Now the question is, what can Earl do with what's left?
Well, safety paid off for Earl. Played a safe on the 1. Now he's got a shot and a chance to go ahead 10-8. Balls are open nicely. He's got a shot on the 3 ball. Pocketed the 2 on the break. He'll bring the cue ball 2 rails around the table for the 4. Speed control is very nice. The center of the table.
And always giving himself a little bit of an angle, enough of an angle that he can work off of that next shot.
Angles help you to move the cue ball around. He'll go 2 rails again. Oh, he went 1 rail. Watch out for the side pocket. Well, he took a chance there, but he got away with it.
He cleared it. Sets himself up.
Earl's really stroking well. He's got a very nice stroke. Long, smooth stroke.
Didn't go too far that time, did he?
No.
Left himself in great shape for the 7. Excuse me, the 6. Still must work on the 7 and the 8. And it's tough. You sat there for a long time, and when you get back, you don't have a shot.
It's a real tough break for Toni Allen. That 1 game. Since then, Earl has broke and ran out. or played a good safety and left Toni no chance at all. Perfect position on the 9-ball.
This to go up 10-8 and move within one game of his third U.S. Open 9-ball championship. Strickland very, very pleased with the way he's played, and why not? He's won 5 games in a row and has the lead. Can he finish it off?
Watch out for the cue ball. Wow, there's Toni's chance.
It is a chance for Toni Allen, and it's the first mistake that Earl Strickland has made in 6 games.
He drew the cue ball on the break there and drew it down table right into the corner pocket. That could cost him the match. Toni's got cue ball in hand.
You know, he's been breaking so well, too.
Watch, he draws the ball. He doesn't touch another ball, and the cue ball goes directly in the corner pocket. There's a break for Toni Allen, some daylight. Watch out. Okay. But Toni's got himself kind of funny right here. If he stops the cue ball, the 6-ball's in the way, so he's going to have to elevate his cue and draw the cue ball back for the 3-ball. This time in the match, John, it's a very tough shot because of the score being 10-8. Got to be careful here. You don't bobble the pocket. You hit it directly in the pocket.
The pressure is on because he missed the shot. He knew that he had to get out or it might be over.
He shot that kind of quickly, too, if you notice.
We talked about that earlier in the match. Sometimes the shot you want to get over with, you do shoot too quickly.
He just hits it over on the edge of the pocket a little too much because he's trying to draw the cue ball back. Causes him to miss the 2-ball.
And I like it when they look at the pocket in disbelief that it didn't accept the ball.
Well, Earl looks like he has a bank shot right here. Unless he can cut it right in. Oh, he got a good cut in. Okay. And I think Toni be very fortunate to get back to the table. Balls are spread out nicely. Earl's got his rhythm going. Just come back from being down 3 games.
Trying to win again. And this would be 6 games in a row, but it would also be his 3rd U.S. Open 9-ball title. And he can sense it now. What a disappointing way for it to end for Toni Allen, who had such a great tournament.
Tough break to be so close and yet so far. Earl Strickland knows now. He's got a nice shot on the 9.
But this is what 9-ball is all about. And Earl Strickland wins the last 6 games to lock up his 3rd U.S. Open 9-ball